185,580 gold. This is how much gold overall we've invested in this episode of Crafter's Mark. Let us begin. Starting off with my tailor and enchanter. With his liquid gold of roughly around about 84,125 gold left, he spent an initial 12,458 gold. This was mainly focusing on tailoring once again, as I left enchanting as a nil for this week. However, I managed to build out my bags once again and mounts, along with restocking, along with my vanilla TBC and Wrath of the Lich King MOG. I know that these sell rather well in the grand scheme of things, and the return on investment is pretty dang good, as I only spent 12,458 gold. The mailbox for this week was a 1,550 gold for all of those different types of bags that we created last week, and my time total crafting was 15 minutes. Not too shabby to say the least. Next was my alchemist and scribe. With a liquid gold after last week at 69,855 gold, he spent an initial 28,796 gold. This was on restocking glyphs, along with crafting all of the profitable vanilla potions and flasks. I did a little bit of a TSM strings that would only craft profitable items at a 20% markup for profit, along with if they are at a 0.1 sell rate. This is so that if some of the items are at a profit but they don't sell very frequently for these pots and flasks, then we are not crafting them. I figured that as I scale out, this would make more sense, as we're going to be crafting a hell of a lot of different types of things, and I'll be applying this with all of the other different types of consumable professions, i.e. enchanting, for the following weeks. My total time crafting was around about 14 minutes, and my mailbox gold for this week was 2,510 gold. Adds up quite nicely overall. Following on to that, for 𝐸𝐫𝐭𝐡𝐈𝐭, my leather worker, at his liquid gold of 60,977 gold, he managed to spend 19,143 gold. This was on leveling his TBC leatherworking, along with learning a ton of different types of recipes to resell on the auction house. We only sold back only the items that we actually farmed up, which we actually crafted, and only the ones that were actually profitable and can actually give you a decent return. So I had to scour through my bags after leveling up all of this. However, over time this will build out quite nicely, as once we are fully leveled out with all of our character, we can then start pulling in some actual gold. If you missed last week, I mentioned that my leather worker had literally nothing towards his profession, so we've had to start from scratch with this character. However, his mailbox for the week was 13,055 gold, and his time to craft was roughly 17 minutes. Following on to that, with my dual crafter and engineer, my other 𝐸𝐫𝐭𝐡𝐈𝐭, he has a liquid gold of 41,500 gold, and his gold spent for this week was roughly 37,589 gold, along with a total time to craft of 12 minutes. He primarily focused on recrafting different types of profitable mounts, i.e. the engineering mounts, which are the mechanized chopper once again, along with the engineering mounts, which are only able to be learnt by engineers. I was a little bit disappointed, but panther mounts aren't really profitable at this moment in time, so I decided to null this for the week, and we'll get into gems as of next week, as we are trying to build out for some regular sales. Along with that, his mailbox was a measly 93 gold, which I'm not actually too surprised, as we're going to be spending quite a decent chunk of gold before we actually start making regular sales. Which leads us on to my last character, and pretty much my prize pick at this moment, which is my blacksmith Nyroth. With a liquid gold of 57,963 gold, he spent 13,814 gold for a time to craft of 7 minutes. He primarily focused on vanilla, TBC and Wrath of the Lich King MOG once again. I find that MOG or blacksmithing goes quite well once scaled out, and we are still in the scaling process. However, this will build out quite nicely over time, and once we've actually met full saturation, we should be bringing in some decent amount of gold overall. Other than that, his mailbox gold for the week was 736 gold, and over this week and last week we have done an initial time to craft of 2 hours 36 minutes, along with a total gold spent of 185,580 gold, along with a total gold earned of 17,944 gold. Our total profit, however, is roughly minus 167,636 gold. I will expect this to go a little bit more down in the negatives before we start pulling in regular sales. However, this will balance out quite nicely, and hopefully we can meet break even as soon as possible. Other than that, guys, if you want to keep up to date with all of this different types of gold making when it comes towards Crafter's Mark, you can always go over towards the Crafter's Mark gold sheet along with my TSM crafting profile, which you can find on the Patreon. Other than that guys, have a wonderful rest of the day and I shall see you in the next video, which will be soon.